All right, for the seventh straight week, the nation's average gas price has climbed.
This as tensions continue in Russia and Ukraine, driving those oil prices upwards. Joining us now is Patrick De Haan with Gas Buddy. Patrick, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Patrick?
I can.
Awesome. So can you just simplify maybe for us why this crisis overseas, specifically between Russia and Ukraine, impacts how much we pay for a gallon of gas here in America?
Well, simply because oil is a global market, a global commodity. What happens in Russia, what happens here can affect anyone elsewhere as well. So no matter where it is, it's a global commodity, and that's why impacts, whether they be in Russia, Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, can have ripple effects on everyone that consumes oil.
Well, the U.S. has been warning of Russia potentially invading Ukraine. If an actual invasion happens, how will that directly impact energy prices here in the United States?
Well, it certainly escalates the risk that there could be a disruption. The thinking is that if Russia does invade Ukraine, the U.S. will likely respond with severe sanctions, and Russia could retaliate by curbing the flow of oil, knowing that it will cause oil prices to skyrocket. That's the one thing we're watching for, is how Russia would respond to U.S. response. If there's no incursion into Ukraine, we could see some moderate relief, but we still have seasonal factors that could push prices beyond $4 a gallon in the months ahead. Late development here this afternoon, U.S. And world powers discussing with Iran a potential new nuclear deal. Oil prices earlier today hit $95, but have plummeted to $90 on the prospects that Iran could start releasing additional oil should those sanctions come off of it.
Patrick, one final point here. The high gas prices are nothing new. We've been seeing this for months and months now. It seems like this way before the Russia-Ukraine topic started making headlines in the news. What are some of the factors that have been adding to the increase in gas prices? And more importantly, and I think more timely, what are some of the factors that could lead to those prices going down, and when could we possibly see that?
Well, a lot of the comparisons this year to last year, a lot of what we are paying still has to do with the overall pandemic, which abruptly changed consumer behavior back in the early days of the pandemic. Oil companies responded to that huge plunge in demand and plunge in price by reining in production, laying off workers. The problem is that U.S. demand in the last year has come surging back much faster than oil production has come online, and that imbalance has pushed up oil prices considerably. Now, the good news, the only good news, is that the higher prices could bring oil production back online by later this year. That's really the only light at the end of the tunnel, is high prices, while they're painful, will incentivize oil companies to raise production, and that could bring us relief towards the end of the year.
All right, the end of the year is a long ways away. Patrick De Haan, GasBuddy.com. Appreciate your insight.